This is Lady Sharona again with another quick little book review for you. And anybody who knows me and knows my heritage will not be surprised that my recommendation for today is Witchcraft The Old Religion by Dr. Leo Louis Martello, whom, whether you know or not, he was my high priest, my initiating high priest, and we also worked together, and he was also my best friend. But this book was written, 20 years before I met Leo. He wrote this very early in his career. And it's a great book because not only does it deal with a lot of the history of witchcraft, but it deals with the parts of history that have sort of been left out of a lot of other books of the time, and very few of the modern books have really even touched upon them. For instance, he has a chapter in here on Mother Shipton, who was this magnificent prophecy, every bit as good as Nostradamus. But she actually, when the witchfinders came to get her, she actually did a spell to stop them from taking her as a witch, which Leo goes into. He also talks a lot about some of the sacred rites that have been right under our noses and rewritten history, all of it, since we were real little kids, and Robin Hood and Maid Marian, for example. But I cannot recommend anybody who is really a serious student of witchcraft not to read this book. Okay? It's still, I believe, in publication. It's definitely available online. You'll never get mine because it was a gift actually from Leo, and he had actually signed it for me. I don't know if you can see that. But this is one of my great treasures. But I think you still can get it. If it's not being published, it's definitely being sold on eBay or secondhand sites. Or Laurie Bruno, who was the executor of his estate, I'm sure can direct you exactly where to get copies. And she has a store in Salem, so she's not that hard to get a hold of. Laurie Bruno, a very beautiful lady, and Leo's high priestess before me, and she is also the executor of his estate. She can point you to any of his publications that people are wanting to get that are hard to find. But it's on the top, my covens, they have to read it. There is a no read this book policy, because this is where my heart comes from, because I come from Leo, right? But all that aside, it's just a truly informative book with information that you're just not going to find anywhere else. It's truly original and unique. And the older you get, as I am, you realize that a lot of books are really just telling you the same thing as sort of regurgitated or whatever. But this book remains a classic because Leo saw things that other people didn't see as significant, perhaps. Or perhaps he's a natural storyteller, and so the stories he found interesting to tell you may not necessarily be the ones that your teachers may find interesting to tell you. But by Dr. Leo Louis Martello, Witchcraft, The Ancient Religion. It's a must-read for anybody interested in any kind of witchcraft. Naturally, if you're Stregha or Continental Traditional, it is a must-read. And to all of my dear friends that I met with Leo throughout the years, the young coven members, the elders, let me take this opportunity to say we will always be connected, and I love you all. And Leo is still around. He is very much alive. He is always part of my circles. He's always up to no mischief, or always up to all mischief, I should say. His spirit was a loving, funny spirit that has never gone away. But his books were amazingly intellectual and informative. So, here I am, Lady Sharona, book review. You could have guessed it. This is what it was going to be. But if you didn't, I hope I taught you something, and I hope you will look for this book. Okay? And until next time, marry me, and I will have another interesting